Hi, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be about diastasis recti, all right? It's going to be about who could have it, what causes it, what to avoid when you have it, all that good stuff. Now, before we get into it, my name is Simone, and if this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share the video. If you find it useful, share with anyone who might find it useful as well. Okay, so first thing first, what is DR, right? DR is basically the separation of your abdomen, the separation of your six-pack. That's a little what it is. And a lot of time, so basically anyone can have it. Men, women, baby, anybody who has a belly, anyone can have it. But a lot of times you're gonna hear it after women just give birth, right? Because that's mostly when you hear it, but everyone can have it. Okay, so what causes it? In pregnant women, when the baby starts growing, the baby starts pushing outside, right? Pushing on your abdomen, and that causes the separation of your abdomen. That's that. And how do you check it? How do you check it? So you could probably have your personal trainer who's pre and postnatal certified. You could go to a pelvic floor specialist to check it. But if you want to check it yourself, this is how you do it. Before you even check it, let me talk about what is the best way to get up and down on the floor, right? Because if you want to check it, you're going to get down the floor. So first, let's teach you how to get down the floor properly and back up properly without exasperating your DR. I'm going to put this here. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to stand. You can kneel down if you can, or you're going to stand, go into a half kneel, and then bring the other knee down, turn to your side, hips on the floor, and slowly lie down, right? And then from there, if you need to go on your back, you're gonna just go on your back nice and safely. So even if you're laying down on your bed, same thing. You're gonna just go to your side first, and then you're gonna come up from the side. Always like that, and then you're gonna go back into your knees, half a kneel, and come back up. So that's the best way to get up and down so you don't exasperate your DR. That's that. Okay, now that we know how to get up and down the floor, we're gonna go back down on the floor and we're gonna check it. All right, so I'm gonna go into a kneel, both knees down to my side, lay down, and go down my back. Yes, good. So this is how you wanna check it. You wanna lie down on your back, you wanna bend your knees. We're gonna check in 3 places. The first place we're gonna check is right in your belly button, right? You're gonna use your fingers. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my finger, place them right on my belly button, and I'm gonna slowly lift, like just gently lift my head, not too much, just a little bit. So now when you measure, you're gonna measure how many fingers you could feel between the walls, right? If you do this and you don't feel the walls too much, you could come up a little bit more, and then you're gonna feel the walls. Again, don't come up too much when you're feeling it, because if you come up too much, the walls of your abdomen start closing and you're not gonna get an accurate measurement. So, belly button there, fingers on your belly button, slightly lift, feel it. You're gonna feel how many fingers for how many inches, and also how much, like the depth also, how deep are you, how deep are you going with your finger. So that's the first place to go. You check that. Take a mental memory, just write it down or remember it. And then you're gonna measure also just slightly about 1 inch or 2 above your belly button. Same thing, you put your fingers there. You're gonna come up into a slight crunch and feel it. However you feel it, whatever you feel, you remember it, and you go back down. And then the last one is gonna be below your belly button. Same thing, you use your fingers, pointing there, lift a little bit and see how much you're feeling. All right, so that's how you're gonna measure it. And if you feel like you don't have a good, accurate measurement, you don't think like it's very accurate, you could always have your pelvic floor specialist measure it for you, and I'm sure they're gonna do it super quickly, and they're gonna let you know, all right? So you could measure that, and the reason you wanna measure that so that as you heal your diastasis recti, you can see, oh wow, I started with 4 fingers, now my 3.5, or I started with 3, now my 2, etc. So clinically, clinically, whatever that word is. If your measurement is less than 2 fingers, technically you don't necessarily have it. Most of the time is diagnosed if you have more than 2 finger separation. All right. So the reason why you want to make sure you check it first, so that you don't do anything to kind of like make it worse, right? So you don't want to be like, okay, I had 3 fingers, but I didn't know about it. Now I'm doing all kinds of stuff and I made it worse. You don't want to do that, right? Because you want to make sure you have a strong core. You want to make sure everything is good for yourself. If you want to have another baby, you want to make sure you heal as much as possible before you have another child, if that's what you want. All right. So when you do have diastasis recti, there's certain exercise to avoid. The number one thing is the crunch. And that's why when I show you how to get up and down, I didn't go into a crunch position. When I came back up, I didn't come up into a crunch position. You always want to make sure you go from a side plank, right? That's going to make sure that you don't exasperate it. And then when it comes to every other exercise, one thing I can think about is a pull-up. A pull-up uses a lot of core, right? Especially if you're doing that, I don't know, body weight, no assistance, is all core. Even if you're using a band, it's also not going to be a lot of core depending what your level is. So I would say every time you do an exercise, you got to check your belly. You got to check for the coning, the bulging, all right? So like this video over there, you're going to see right there, it's going to look like almost like a little sausage popping out. You don't want that. You definitely don't want that. So if you feel like you're having that, it means that you're using too much and you want to scale back in your training. So let's say you're doing a pull-up and then you're using like a green band, like a little small black band, and you feel it. You could either stop and use a bigger band, a band that will give you more assistance, or maybe start doing pull, using a lat pull down or a TRX until you get stronger and stronger, and until you do all your breathing exercise to help you close it, and then you could go back to it. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do all those exercises in another video. But this video was about DR. What is it? Who can have it? Things to avoid, and how to check it. So if you find this useful, please let me know in the comment. Question for you: did you know about diastasis recti before you gave birth? Or in general, even if you never gave birth, did you know about this? Did you know anyone can have it? It's not just if you gave birth via birth canal. Even if you have a C-section, you could also have it. But it's very important to know if you have it and you start caring for it as soon as you can. And it's never too late to start. You just have to check. Even if you gave birth 2 years ago and you're like, wow, no one ever told me about this, that's fine. Get on the floor safely like I show you, check it. And if you don't have it, great. And if you do have it, it's okay. You're just gonna start healing it now. All right, again, my name is Simone. Hope you find this video useful. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye.